Questions, please.
Coach, I know you probably weren't thrilled with your offense, but Coach Beard was just really complimentary to your defense. Start with that. What did you think of it?
I thought we were okay. I didn't think we were great. We were supposed to stay under and not get back cut. We probably got back cut 6 or 7 times. The whole deal was don't let them shoot layups. Make them shoot the ball over top of us. And I thought, I guess for the most part, we did okay with it. But we've got to become more consistent in a whole bunch of areas.
Bob, what did you think of Deuce tonight, especially in the second half?
It was really good. Then he got a little sped up a little bit too fast. We're just trying to flatten it out and let him play.
When you recruited him, you thought he had toughness, a lot of ability. Did you know he was going to be the scorer this early, that he's already shown flashes of being?
But Muller's got, they're very disciplined. They're extremely well coached by Carl. And they spread it around, so they generally don't have anybody score a bunch of points.
Coach, in terms of Jemias Ramsey, I guess what was the focus on him and what allowed y'all to kind of slow him down? He was their leading scorer and it seemed like
they shoot the ball over top of us. We got pretty good length. We started out with Jermaine on him, Jermaine 6'7" and fairly long, and we ended up we had a lot of different guys on him. But just make him score it over us. Hard to score over people.
Coach, I'm sorry if you were asked about this already, but the early defense block shots, 3 shot clock violations, I think within the first 5 or 6 minutes of the game. How much did that kind of set the tone for the rest of the game for you guys?
Well, I think if we would have capitalized on it instead of throwing it away, I think it would have had a great effect. But since we threw it right back to them, it didn't have. I don't think it had all that much effect. We just make some of the most boneheaded plays I've ever seen.
Coach, in that second half, I guess, what was the emphasis and I guess what kind of led y'all to kind of start on that 11-5 run there that kind of separated y'all a little bit?
Flatten them out. Just to flatten them out and give us a little bit more room to play. It's hard to run offense when they don't guard some guys. So we had guys they didn't guard, and justifiably so. And they stood those guys in the lane. And we've got to do a better job. I mean, we just. It's hard. It's it's like players sometimes say trust me. I mean, how can I trust you when you're turning it over 5 or 6 times a game? I can't. I mean, we're 15 games in the season. We're halfway through the season. If you get back cut, okay, you're gonna get back cut maybe once. You get back cut a couple times. How can I trust you? And I know I was a player. I mean, and players, they kind of worry about theirs, but it's not about that. It's about us, and it's about winning. And if you don't do what it takes to win, it's hard to get you in the game.
Now,
keep you in the game.
McBride described himself as fearless. I mean, this is a freshman that comes in, and first off, he's got to deal with you, and then he's got to deal with Full House and the national runner-up, and still does what he does. I mean, is fearless the right word? For him, it's.
Well, he's not afraid. I think that's
fearless.
I think that's that's the biggest thing. I think. When I talked to Carl Kramer, that was the thing that he talked about, was that his toughness, his lack of fear, You know, Bob, he came in the state tournament, hadn't played all year. His junior year, coming off of a broken ankle, and came in and really gave him a huge lift. And you know, they were kind of afraid to play him a whole lot. But I mean, the senior year, I had all those people coming to me saying, "How did you get that guy?" You know, because he exudes confidence.
Bob, you guys have been on the road for a while. How nice was it to get back and play a game this morning?
I was really looking forward to it till we threw it away about 5 of the first 6 times that we had it. And then I was thinking about other things. But, no, it's great. I mean, it's what I've said since I got here. You know, if we really want to be and continue to be in one of the elite programs in the country, you know, we're like everybody else. We have recruits in here. To have a full house, to have that kind of support, to have that kind of fan base and enthusiasm, and I believe me, I know it's hard for some people to get here and all, but you know, if you can't get here, give your tickets away, give them to somebody else who can get here, because it makes a huge difference. I mean, it just makes a huge difference.
Napper and Deuce seem to play off each other pretty well. What's been the key to that developing?
Well, Nap's just gotten better and better. I couldn't play Nap before because he turned it over more than he passed it to our team. You know, I mean, we had a heart to heart. You know, I mean, you got to do the right thing, or I can't play you. And he's really worked hard at it. He's really concentrated on it. He made a couple today that were courageous, but he's getting better and better and better. He shot the ball really well in practice. I mean, he was our best shooter in practice for the last 2 days. So, play the guys that deserve to play. You play the best in practice, you ought to play. And he played the best in practice.
I think in the NCAA tournament a few years ago, you called a physical, defensive, ugly style of game a beautiful game. I'm just kind of wondering what you think about this team through the first 3 league games. And
It's when you turn it over 20 times and shoot 50% from the free throw line, it's hard to call what they can do.
Defensively, though, it seems like it's been kind of.
We can get so much better.
Okay.
I think we can get so much better. We don't make rotations the way we need to make rotations. We had 5 or 6 opportunities to steal the ball by making a rotation. It's now we weren't where we were supposed to. Well, we weren't. We were in the area we were supposed to be, but we were standing behind the guy instead of stepping in front of the guy. So you step in front of the guy, you steal the ball. You stand behind him, he catches it and scores on you, and in a lot of instances you end up fouling him. And we just didn't make the rotations as early and as crisp as what we really needed to.
Bob, I think it was a couple of weeks ago you called Chase your best on-ball defender. Do you feel like that's still the case? And if not, what's changed?
He's our best on-the-ball defender because he tries the hardest. He competes.
How much does that help set the tone for a relatively young roster and being a senior?
He's been great. I mean, he's made big shots for us. He's done a great job defensively. He's actually making some free throws now. So they're hard to come by. No, he's been great. Chase has been terrific.
It wasn't too long ago you would use your bench in the 40 minutes to kind of wear teams down, and probably none of these guys except Chase and Logan were really part of that. Do you see that getting through to guys who understand that you can?
Well, it's hard to play Logan in a game like that. It's hard to play Logan when they're all running around out on the perimeter. It's hard to play him.
Mm-hmm.
When you got Gabe there and when you got Derek and Oscar. Derek and Gabe, I thought did a pretty good job. So it's hard to play.
I was just thinking that for the young guys to understand that you can make a run the team in the final 90 seconds of the first half, but they get tired. Or like today, you kind of closed out because it looked like they were short on some shots. It just seems like it's starting to get through with some of them.
It was hard for me to get past throwing the ball all the time.
You just beat the national runner-up. You've been sitting up there for 10 minutes talking about this, that, and the other thing. You're the guy that's got 17 rebounds, blocked 5 shots. His name hasn't even come up. Is that like become what we expected, or are we just dumb questioners, or?
No, I think that's what we expect from him. I think that's what he expects from himself. It's been tough on him and Derek and Logan because they've been forced to go out and guard on the perimeter, and because of who we played. And I kept saying to him, "This is going to help you. This is really going to help you because at some point in time, be it a switch or be it whatever, you're going to end up on the perimeter and you're going to have to stay in front of you." Oscar's getting better and better at it. Derek's very good at it. But we don't expect Oscar to rebound.
That perimeter defense from your bigs, have you had so many players in those positions that you could do this kind of thing throughout a game against a lineup like this and not have it hurt you, not get in foul trouble, you know, where they actually impacted the game positively?
I don't know if I have here, but I have before,
And same kind of things with them here, kind of throw back to that, some of the same things you're teaching them, showing them.
Well, I'm trying to, I need to keep them on the floor offensively, although we haven't been able to capitalize. We didn't capitalize today anyways on using our size because we couldn't get the ball to them. And then, you know, the ideal thing is one of them pass it to the other one. And they didn't do a very good job. Excuse me. So that's something that we have to keep on working on. And you know, you're talking about a freshman and a sophomore. You're not talking about 2 seniors. You're talking about freshmen and sophomore. And I know, I forget sometimes how young we are and how many new guys we have. But if I don't expect it demanded from them, I don't know how they're going to do it.
Coach, kind of going off that young roster a little bit. As this thing has continued to build and, you know, standings being what they are, if they continue to trend that way, do you worry about this bunch handling success? I know that was something you kind of talked about last year a little bit.
I don't know. I don't think we've had effort problems. We've had some, how do I say it? We've had some mental breakdowns where we just weren't, you know, we weren't as into it, you know, as what we needed to be. You know, you don't, like, you know, you catch it and you don't square up. And you do like our post guys have been doing, catch it and dribble it 4 times. They're going to lose it. They're going to lose it if they do that. So, you know, Derek got away with it for a while, and now he's, you know, now he's starting to lose the ball. Those things should be fixable, but they have to want it. It's like anything else. I mean, it's not brain surgery here, you know. You can't make people do things that they're just not going to do. And that's life. So we're trying to fix it, and I really do believe they want to fix it, but old habits are hard to break.
And then one more on defense. I mean, you guys are basically switching on Ramsey, I think, a lot. Probably maybe 4 or 5 different guys had to crack at him, and he still goes, he's only 3 of 14 from the floor. It wasn't like he just had one guy ISO'd on him. I mean, pretty impressed at all with that stat.
I didn't think we did enough of what we practiced.
Coach,
Still 3 to 14 though.
Everybody has bad nights. Anything else?
Coach, a double-digit margin in the rebounding category. You guys had the size advantage, so was that expected, or were you impressed
It
with
should
it?
happen all the time. I mean, when you look at it, we have, you know, at least 2 of the top 5 rebounders in the league, maybe 2 of the top 3 rebounders in the league. They should rebound. They're both talented rebounders. They both got good hands. They're both big and strong and wide. They should rebound. Coach, thank you.